Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for this opportunity to discuss a little bit about what we're starting to do. We've just jumped onto the leukodystrophy circuit. We have a very small pediatric neurology program, only about 6 of us currently, but we're in the process of growing. And we've recently just joined the Leukodystrophy Care Network just about 7 months ago. So we're still in our infancy stages. So next, please. So I want to let you know a little bit where we are. So Sacramento, next, please, is the capital of California. California being the 3rd largest state in the United States. And as a new transplant from the East Coast about 4 or 5 years ago, I started realizing and appreciating the vastness of this state. Next. And so patients will come from areas of about 4.5 to 5 hours. Next. In Mammoth Lakes or the border of Oregon and California. Next, the border of Oregon, Nevada, and California, where they have to drive into Nevada to come back into California. And next, the corner border, which is about a 7-hour drive, having to drive first into Oregon just to come back into California. So it's a very large state. Next, please. And so we serve about 65,000 square miles, including 33 counties, as well as 6 million residents across the northern and central California. We're about 75 miles away from San Francisco and about 100 plus miles from Stanford. The Children's Hospital resides within the main hospital, and in between 2019 and 20, we had about 105,000 clinic visits, 6,600 hospital admissions, and 14,000 ER visits. Next. Our core team is made up of myself. I've been here now for about 5 years. Madalena Martin, who is a biochemical geneticist, is our associate program director. Our clinical care coordinator is Cassie Ingemanson. She's been working tirelessly over the last 7 months, fulfilling all the requirements for our LCN admission. And recently we have Ayaka Suzuki, who is our certified genetic counselor and very, very instrumental, especially with our newborn ALD screening positive patients. Even more recently, we have a 2nd-year med student who is very excited to be part of our team as a volunteer administrative coordinator. Next, please. Our extended team includes Dr. Cameron Kretzmer, who is our pulmonologist, who sees all of our leukodystrophy patients, Dr. Armaidi Modi, who's just recently joined us as our pediatric endocrinologist, especially with our leukodystrophy ALD patients, anesthesiologists, neonatology, Dr. Shauna Arsenal, she's also our pediatric physiatrist who sees all of our leukodystrophy patients. Dr. Josh Diananthan, who is an adult movement disorder, but also interested in leukodystrophy. So he sees he helps us with some of our movement disorders. Dr. Ostruck, who's our pediatric neuroradiologist, who has also an interest in neuroradiology and is working with us as well as Dr. Dimitriadis, allergist and immunologist. Next. So currently we have our clinic every other month that has just been made from a half day to a full day leukodystrophy clinic. Next. We manage about 20 patients with leukodystrophy, about 5 adults. More recently, we've been receiving some referrals for CSF1R mutations, about 15 children currently, although over the past several years, we've seen more. Next, please. California, as you may know, had started screening for XALD in September 2016. Next. And in the first 4 years, 355 screened positive. Next. 147 of them were determined to have an ABCD1 mutation variant of unknown significance. Next. 95 males were confirmed XALD, who the state closely monitors for manifestations of childhood ALD, cerebral ALD. Next. And at UCD, we're currently treating and monitoring, just got updated to 5 families yesterday who have screened positive, and some of them, of course, have been screened by so the younger son had picked up screen positive, and so we treat now all the other children. Next. And then we collaborate if needed for bone marrow transplant with UCSF. Next. Next. So our goals are, we strive to, one of our goals is to maximally utilize our longstanding regional telehealth experience to provide a leukodystrophy center that functions as a medical home for all of our patients coming from all distances. Next. We've recently realized over the last couple of years that our history over the last 10 or 15 years or so using telemedicine, given the vastness of our state, has become very instrumental in managing especially these cases, and especially over the last year during the pandemic. Next. We've been actively collaborating with other leukodystrophy centers nationally as well as internationally to provide the most comprehensive care. Next. And we've been collaborating also with other leukodystrophy care networks facilities assessing epilepsy and leukodystrophy, the Hunter's Hope Epilepsy Research Study. Next. So in summary, we're a small program. We're constantly growing. We're predominantly clinical at this point. We're looking forward to interacting and collaborating with other centers and clinical trials in the future. This is our website with our contact information. Thank you very much.